Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Patrick with Play Clash of Clans. Today I'm bringing you the first gameplay I have of the new Golem unit. So Supercell, as you guys know, if you've checked your Clash of Clans recently, they released a new update today which has many new features which I'm going to go over in my next video. But first of all, I just want to show you guys some gameplay I have from the Golem. So let's go ahead and do two different battles. First one, which I'm going to do now, I'm going to use a lot of them, and then the second one, I'm only going to use two of them. So on this battle, I'm going to try out golems. I'm going to try out using 5 of them, which is going to take up 75% of my space in my army camp. So keep in mind, this is my first time using them, so I'm still working out what strategy to use with this. But I'm going to sort of treat these guys like giants, like when you use a giant healer strategy. I'm going to keep them bunched together. That way they can run around, and since they don't do that much damage, they're very weak. They only do 38 damage per second, which is like, I think that's like 1/8 of what a P.E.K.K.A does, but they're super weak, so you want to keep them clumped together. That way they can destroy defensive units at the same time. Alright, so to follow that up, I'm dropping a couple wizards. In the very beginning, when I dropped those 2 wall breakers, for some reason the wall breakers didn't go to the T intersection. They decided to go to this side, so that sort of threw off what I was doing with this raid. I was hoping the golems would go to both sides and try to destroy both ends of units. So now my wizards are sort of stuck in no man's land, which could affect me later, but we'll see how that works out. Alright, so now my golems are trying to make their way through into the center, through the triple layer of walls, but they now have moved over to this T section, and with this T section, they're actually going to go ahead and go to the cannon, and I dropped 2 wall breakers to help them out, as well as a dragon I had in my clan castle. So as you guys can see right now, it's already been a minute. And they haven't done that much damage. I've had a lot of help from my wizards as well as some of my other units. So if you're using an army with golems, I'm going to suggest that you don't use more than, I'd say, 3 golems. For the reason being, you're going to need to have a lot of guys to back you up to destroy the rest of the buildings because they are super slow. So I got pretty lucky. I had a dragon in my clan castle. If I didn't have a dragon in my clan castle, especially on a base like this where his air defense is really weak, I don't really see an air defense unit right now, I probably would have been in a lot more trouble. I probably still would have gotten 50%, but it would have been extremely slow. I would have had to destroy this outside portion before I got anywhere really far. So you definitely want to make sure you only limit yourself to 2 or 3 golems before. Or I mean, you want to limit yourself to 2 or 3 rather than bringing 5 like I did here, because as far as the damage per second goes, they are very, very weak. So I'm thinking on the next battle I do, I'll bring about 2 of them and see how that works out. It's still yet to be seen if these guys are going to be viable in high-level gameplay. For people right now, they're using, 10 or 11 dragons when they're in high-level gameplay. I guess my golems are running around, but yeah, I don't know if it's going to be worth sacrificing 3 or 4 dragons just to bring 2 or 3 golems into your army camp just so they can suck up some of the damage. So it's still yet to be seen. I'll make my final decision maybe a week from now whether I'm going to keep using these guys, but I thought it would be fun to test them out and see how they work right now. Alright, so I'm about 58% right now. I'm not going to get much farther. Again, this base didn't have a lot of resources inside of it. It was more of just me trying to test out the new units. If you guys have seen today, when new updates come out, the loot is usually pretty bad due to people spending a bunch of their money on all the new upgrades and a bunch of other reasons, so don't freak out if your loot has been bad today. Let me know in the comments if it has been, though, because I know some people say it's been bad or it hasn't. So anyways, I only got a little bit of loot. That's not really what I was looking for. I did get 2 stars, and I did get a small bonus of 8,500 each. I'll talk about the league system. I'm doing an update video after this, so make sure to check that out for my thoughts on that. Okay, let's go ahead and do another base. So on this one, I'm only bringing 2 golems, and let's see how this works out. So this is probably going to be a more standard setup where you only have about 2 golems and you mix with some other units. I brought some of each. I'm usually not a big wizard guy, but I brought them anyways. I brought some barbarians, and I brought some archers as well. So let's give it a go. I'm going to drop them here. And as you can see, there's going to be a ton of clan castle troops coming out. So this is the part where I actually messed up. I definitely should have dropped a lightning spell on these archers, because as you can see, they're doing way too much damage on those golems for me to handle right now. So I tried to offset it by dropping some barbarians and some archers, but I definitely should have just used one of my lightning spells to take out that group of archers, because they did kill one of my golems, and the other one lost about 25% health. So as you can see, yeah, only within the first 20 seconds, one of my golems was down, whereas in the last video, it took to the very end before they destroyed a golem. So keep in mind that clan castle troops are still going to be super effective against golems like they are against all other troops like P.E.K.K.A.s or dragons. So definitely I'm going to keep that in mind next time. Alright, so now that things have calmed down a little bit, they're trying to make their way into the corner of this base, into the center, and this is where the action will start. So all my troops that I dropped are still, there's about half of them alive right now, mostly the range units, all the barbarians are gone, but they're just making their way around. And what's good is that the mortars are currently distracted by those golems in the center, which is what my original plan was after I lost most of my troops. So they're just going to keep shooting away at those golems while the archers and the wizards just go ahead and go to town on that town hall. So this is where the golems are going to be effective. They're not going to be a damage unit, but they're going to be a unit that sucks up a ton of damage while your other units do a bunch of damage in the background. So they're sort of like a super powered giant, I guess you could call them. As you can see, my golems have now split. It's sweet how they split. I mean, you think they're dead, but then they still have a ton of health left in their little tiny form. So I have to look up how much health they have, but they can still take a huge beating in their tiny form. But this battle is sort of going to be more typical how you're going to use your golems. Again, it's not perfect. I'm still working around it. I probably should have brought more ranged troops. Definitely needed to use that lightning spell in the beginning, but I think that's going to be how you use them. You use the golems to distract, and then you have ranged troops in the background. So again, only a little bit of resources because I wasn't really looking for them. I just wanted to test them out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So in the comment section below, definitely make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this golem video. Make sure to leave a comment what you think about them. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already for some of the best Clash of Clans content out there. And other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.